Heyo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Happy Friday. For those of you that do not know, True Trading Group is the fastest growing, highest rated premium online trading educational platform and community where we all share the same goal, and that is to learn, trade, and profit. Folks, my name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. Okay, and 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live for free right here on this YouTube channel where myself, other TTD Pro Trader moderators, and special guests drop golden nuggets and free lessons and education that are going to help you become a better trader. If you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the place. Take a moment right now, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Guys, share this stream on your own social medias. We're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So welcome everyone joining us across the different social media platforms. First thing many new people might be wondering is, why should I listen to anything this guy in the hat's about to say to me? And I'm glad that you are asking that question, because you should. You should want to know about the background about the people that you're going to be getting education and guidance from. Okay, guys, listen, I didn't figure out this trading game on my own. I did not figure this stuff out on my own. I was taught by other professional traders. I started my career working for a fund in New York City right out of college, 2007, then 2008 was the Great Recession, the subprime mortgage crisis, the stock market crash. But during that year, I actually went on to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. But before they ever let me touch $1 of their money, I first had to go through an intensive training curriculum. I had access to some of the top trading tools, and I was part of a community of like-minded traders, and that is exactly what the TTG platform is based on. I've got an awesome live stream in store for you guys here tonight. We're going to start this live stream off with a quick little 15-minute Q&A. I know it's Friday. Everybody wants to go enjoy the weekend, so we're going to just do a 15-minute Q&A. This is your chance to ask me anything it is that you need help with or anything you're unsure of surrounding trading in general. Then I'm going to be bringing on a very special guest to quack it up about AMC, my boy, Matt Kohrs. And it's his birthday. Wait, is it actually his birthday today? It's actually his birthday today, so we got a big happy birthday to Matt. We're going to be quacking it up about AMC here today, guys. So then we're going to be going over the market recap for the week, what happened in the overall markets, and what do I think happens next week. All right, we're going to be going over all of that. Okay, along with all of tonight's lessons, be ready, guys, for tons of educational golden nuggets that can help you become a better trader literally as soon as Monday. So without any further ado, let's not waste any more time. Start typing your questions right in chat. Ask me anything. I'm here to help. So fire away. Without any further ado, let's begin that Q&A session. Let's do it. All right, guys, don't be shy. Type your questions right in chat, folks. Don't be shy. When a stock reaches all-time highs, how do you determine the resistance levels? Okay, Kathy, fantastic question. One way that you can kind of try to calculate some resistance levels when a stock's at all-time highs is using Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extensions, or also called Fibonacci projections. What I'll do right now is I'll actually share my screen with you just for a moment, and I will show you how to use Fibonacci extensions. So, for example, all right, let's say that we wanted to measure out Fibonacci extensions on the SPY. The way that I would draw them out is I would start at the low of your most recent little sell-off, okay, up to that previous pivot high, and then you would adjust your extension to the pivot low. It's also referred to as a swing low. You may hear some people refer to it as a swing low. And then what happens, let me make this bigger so you can see it. I feel like you guys may not be able to see it. So there, I'll make those dotted lines bigger. And this plots out Fibonacci extension levels. And you can start to use those as potential areas of resistance as you get up there to all-time highs. All right, so that's one way that you can use, or one way that you can identify resistance levels when a stock is up at all-time highs. All right, but again, you can adjust these. Like, the thing about Fibonacci retracements and Fibonacci extensions is that they are adjustable based on the move the trader is trying to measure. And I've talked about this in previous live streams, and people have asked me about Fibonacci retracement levels. A lot of people use Fibonacci retracement levels wrong. These right now on my screen, these are Fibonacci extensions, also referred to Fibonacci projections. Okay, but you can use a Fibonacci retracement level intraday. You can use it on a daily. You can use it throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. It all depends on the move that a specific trader is trying to identify a pullback on. Now, a day trader is going to be looking intraday. A swing trader may be looking at a move that's taken place over the last week, and they're going to draw Fibonacci retracement levels off of that. Like, you might look at a Fibonacci retracement level on the SPY, and like someone might do a Fibonacci retracement off of that previous low up to, let's say it's before today. Let's say today never happened, right? And then you get this pullback, which you saw yesterday. Let me actually make this bigger just so you guys can see this. I want to make this bigger so you guys can see it easier with your eyes. I know some people on smaller screens probably can't see that well. So one way to do it is like, hey, I want to look at, hey, this is a big, strong move in the market. I want to measure pullback levels, and you'd see that, hey, we kind of just stuck support right there on the 38.2 Fibonacci level. That's one way you can use a Fibonacci retracement, right? But other traders may use them differently. You might have a trader that goes into the SPY today as a day trader, and you can draw a Fibonacci retracement level from the prior day's close up to, let's say a pivot high from, depending on where it is that you want to identify that level from. So there's a lot of different ways you can use Fibonacci retracements. Do not worry if what I'm saying to you sounds a little foreign or sounds over your head. There's an entire course, guys, in the curriculum on the TeachD site that teaches you all about Fibonacci retracement levels. It is one of the indicators that I use on a daily basis. And Kathy, you can also use Fibonacci extensions or Fibonacci projections to help you identify resistance levels at all-time highs. Thanks to Mike and the TeachD fam. I'm up over 600% in the last 2 weeks on SPY calls, almost out of PDT. Yes, Josh, that's crazy. 600%? That's insane. That's insane. Wow. I'm jealous, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you, 600% gain. One of my biggest trade percentage-wise over the last couple of years is 458%, and that was on a Tesla trade. But wow, I mean, that's incredible. Josh, congratulations, man. Almost out of PDT. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Great job. Keep it up. Keep going, man. Keep going. Hey, Mike, new member here. So happy to be part of the fam. Yes, Jenny Wonder. I'm happy to have you part of the fam. All of my members right now, give Jenny a big warm welcome. She's a new TeachD member, newest member of the fam. Welcome, Jenny. I look forward to trading with you. Didi, buy, sell. Oof, Eric, tough one, man. Really tough one. Really tough one on Didi. And it's not just Didi. It's any single Chinese tech company. There's so much going on right now. I'll just pull up my chart real quick for you guys. So much going on right now with regulation and a crackdown in China on these Chinese companies. They have gotten really, really, really beaten up. I mean, they've gotten really beaten up. So if you're going to buy these stocks right now, I think you're just, you're buying them on the stance that you just believe that the valuation that's been cut off of a lot of these Chinese tech names is enough. Like you take a look at a company like Baidu. This stock's gotten crushed. This thing was $350 in February. You take a look at Alibaba. I mean, these stocks have gotten crushed from their highs, from 320 down to 200. I mean, these are still phenomenal companies. These Chinese tech companies, they're good companies. Baba, Baidu. I mean, Alibaba specifically is one of my favorite Chinese tech companies. But, them being kind of susceptible to the Chinese government, it's tough, and they've really been cracking down on them. So if for me to say Didi's along, I don't really have anything just from purely from a chart. And I think Glenny, one of our moderators, is actually just recently got in Didi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Glenny got in this around 11 and change, and took some profit off today. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure Glenny is in it. But I don't really see much on the chart right now that's going to cause me to jump into this. You've got this big gap that we're going to have to contend with, is 1250, 1260 areas, your gap entry. Then you're going to have big resistance, I think, around 14 once you fill the gap. I don't think these stocks are going to move very much based on technical chart patterns, as they will move based on fundamentals with what's going on with restrictions and everything that's going on with the Chinese government. That's what's going to really start to move the price of these stocks. I'd be careful trying to trade these based on a chart. How can I become part of the TeachD fam? Guys, I'll get into this after we talk to Matt and everything. I'll get into, how you guys can join the TeachD family. We'll talk about that later. What I want to do right now is I want to talk about the educational aspect. I want to answer some questions. I want to bring Matt on. We're going to chop it up about AMC. I'll talk to you about a TeachD membership later. I'm not familiar with VWAP. Is there a difference between an anchored VWAP and just regular VWAP? Yeah, Dave, just use traditional VWAP. Just use traditional volume weighted average price. It's just going to calculate the average of all the shares that are traded throughout the course of the day. And you're going to want to use VWAP on an intraday basis. Okay, on an intraday basis, and just use regular VWAP. Yes. I actually look here. I actually have an anchored VWAP right here on my I have an anchored VWAP right here on my charts. I can do, it's not the same as regular VWAP. It is not the same. Next question. I'll take maybe one more question, guys, and then we'll kind of roll into this. Thank you, Mike. How someone would manage the ups and downs for long-term portfolio, i.e. the ups and downs. The best way for you to manage ups and downs in your long-term portfolio, literally, this may be the most simplistic answer that you probably would have expected, but my answer is literally don't look at it. My answer is don't look at it. I don't advise people, and listen, first, I'm not a financial advisor. That's first and foremost. I always tell people what I do with my stuff. You guys can make your own decisions based on that. I highly recommend you guys get financial advisors to help with your retirement accounts and long-term portfolios and that kind of stuff. But I have never once sold a share in my long-term portfolio, except CLOV. I recently sold CLOV. I stashed that in my long-term portfolio, but that didn't work out the way that I thought. And when that thing squeezed up into the 20s, I just dropped it. But that's not really a long-term portfolio. I just kind of put it in there, but I wasn't really intending on holding that for many, many years. But, when you look back at my positions like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, NVIDIA, PayPal, Square, Disney, Qualcomm, you take a look at some of these companies that I have in my long-term portfolio, and I have a lot. I probably have like 200 different companies in my long-term portfolio. I put companies in there that I believe in for the long haul. And I put companies in there that I think are going to be a lot more valuable 10 years from now than they are today. And I continue to add to those positions. So over the last 8 years or so, over the last like 8 years or so, 10 years or so, I've only bought more of my largest holdings, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and now NVIDIA is actually getting up to be in my top 5 as well because of how much NVIDIA has appreciated in value over the last year or two. But if I tried to time the market with all of those positions, I would no longer be a shareholder of them. Like if I tried to, every time Amazon went up, I would sell it. Or every time it would start to pull back, I would get nervous and sell it. If every time Apple would pull back, I would get nervous and sell it. I would no longer own those companies. And you look at what those companies have done, over the last decade, it's absolutely insane about the amount of wealth that has been built and generated in these companies for shareholders. Like if I go out to a weekly chart of Amazon, like, are you kidding me? In 2010, Amazon was $125 a share. $125 a share. It's now at $3,700. And if I got nervous every time Amazon had a pullback, and I was going to try to time the market, and I got nervous every time this happened, and I just started selling, well, I'd be in a lot of trouble because I would no longer own any of these stocks. So in your long-term portfolio, I always say, don't try to be cute. Don't try to time the market perfectly. Time the market in your active trading. But when it comes to long-term investing, believe in the companies that you're investing in, know the companies you're investing in, and, don't look at it. I separate everything. So this is one thing I tell all my members: do not have your long-term holdings commingled with an active trading account. You do not want to open your account every day and see what your long-term portfolio is doing. Okay? You do not want to do that. All right. So I have my active trading with Lightspeed, and then I have my long-term portfolios with JP Morgan Wealth Management and with Fidelity. I would suggest you guys do the same. This will make it easier for you to not always be keeping an eye on what's going on with your long-term portfolio. All right. All right, guys. So that just about wraps it up there. Let's see. I think that just about wraps it up there with our Q&A. Let's see if we're good here. Yes. All right, cool. Yeah, we're good. All right, that's it, guys. So that was the last question that we were going to take. All right, guys, listen up. So great questions. Great questions. I want to be quick. All right, with the Q&A, because like I said, I know it's Friday. A lot of people want to jump and head out. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and bring on our special guest, the birthday boy, so we could quack it up. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Matt Kohrs.
What is going on? This Mike, I think they're pulling a fast one on you there, buddy. This birthday thing is getting so far out of hand. Every single day is apparently my birthday. My actual birthday is coming up, and I think what's going to happen is on my actual birthday, no one's going to say anything. Like, I think they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, no. Like,
right. No, it's going to be the boy who cried wolf. It's like, It's not your birthday. Shut up, man.
Yeah. Man, it's one of those. But another week in the books this July. I mean, man, I get it's Friday and we're all trying to do things, but there's so many things to talk about. I was just like listening to what you were saying, the setup. Like, there's so many things going on. And like, I mean, AMC and Jimmy, obviously hot, lots to talk about there, but beyond so much, like, I was just listening into what you're talking about, like ups and downs in the long-term portfolio. So with me, like, I've really, really focused on the tech sector. One position I've been babying forever is Snowflake. Just like, I was like, oh, cool data, like Warren Buffett's in it. Like, it's one of the first IPOs he actually like was really involved in. I got into that thing at 300, and I had to like once in a while check on it. And at one point it's at like 185. Like, what am I doing? But hey, it's coming back now. And it's just, so for whoever was asking out there, long-term portfolio, like sometimes it's going to suck, but also like if you get in and you hold that play for 5, 10, 15 years, sometimes you just have disgusting gains. If you watch the ups and downs of Microsoft or Apple over a month or two, like, yeah, that can suck. But if you look at it over a couple of years, especially a couple of decades, you're like, oh, wow. Like, it's just I love having multiple portfolios. I love doing that because my long-term, I'll check on it once a week, once a month, something like that. And it helps just kind of keep your mind sane for like the different things that you're actually paying attention to.
Yeah, 100%. I always tell people, like, stop looking at your long-term portfolio, especially on, or just not even just especially on red days or green days, because you get mesmerized by what's going on in the account, whether it's good or bad. If you open up your account on a day the market's up huge, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then you open up your account on a day the market's down huge, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I sell? I can't tell you how many times I get messages from people when the markets have pullbacks. Everyone says, Mike, should I sell my long-term portfolio? What do you think? What's going on? Is this going to be a crash? What do I do? What do I do? And it's like, you've got to stop looking at the long-term portfolio, because especially as an active trader, you become so fixated on that number and you become a deer in headlights. It's going to cause you to miss opportunities in the market where you might be, oh yeah, it might suck to look at my long-term portfolio balance drop, but I could be buying put options on the SPY right now. And I could be catching 100% gain if the SPY is going to drop 6, 7, 8 points in a day. there's so much opportunity there for you to make money, and you're going to miss that.
Yeah.
You know,
you're bringing back some bad memories from yesterday for me when the market, like I was that person when I saw yesterday, I was like, I don't want to sell anything. I'll like buy a little bit of protection. Got some SPY puts at market open yesterday. Dumbest trade I've made in a while. I should have been reading it a bit better. And like, I don't mind because it was still a hedge for my overall portfolio. Like sometimes like, that's what hedging is. Like sometimes you're just not going to get your hedge right. And, but yeah, I had some SPY puts yesterday, and for anyone paying attention, it was a very quick gap fill. And then we hit a new all-time high today. And this is what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Literally what we were talking about is playing out right now. Every day, it's slowly but surely a new high. It's not explosive in any way. And I honestly think it continues for the remainder of the month. We have seasonality on our side. Apparently, the Fed doesn't care. Like I made that tweet the other day that they're just going to continue to gaslight us. They don't care. The government, like it's just going to slowly grind higher and higher. And like, I guess the taboo word that they're never going to say is inflation or raising interest rates. They don't care about those things. So like, hey, I mean, I guess if this is the plate that they're going to serve us, we might as well just take it for the remainder of the month. It'll come down one day. I just don't think it's going to be any time soon. I don't know what they're doing, man.
I agree, dude. I've been telling kind of our group that, I've been bullish since probably like the end of last year. Mm-hmm. And I thought that all of these pullback opportunities in the market, I think they're all buyable, especially when you get pullbacks on COVID headlines. COVID headline pullbacks are buyable. It's scary when the headlines come out. It's like yesterday it was like, oh, Japan, state of emergency. I know, the UK is closing down some schools. It's scary. The headline is scary. But then when you focus on the actual numbers, the markets take it right back, and the markets care a hell of a lot more about liquidity and zero interest rates and asset purchase programs from the Fed than they do about a Delta variant. It's just the fact of the matter. That's what it is. And as long as the Fed is going to keep their asset purchase program going, they're keeping rates at zero, the market's going to go higher. And somebody actually asked me, not yesterday with the pullback, the day before when we actually hit the all-time high prior to yesterday's pullback, and then obviously new all-time high today in the SPY. But somebody asked me, like, what's the catalyst to take us higher? And I'm like, we don't need a catalyst to take us higher. We need a catalyst to take us lower. If there's no catalyst, this market keeps going higher. Yeah. And the only thing that's going to bring us down, in my opinion, and bring us down significantly is higher interest rates and inflation. And it's going to be when the Fed raises rates, the reason for the rate hike will dictate the severity of the pullback. Because increasing rates because they were right about inflation and we're just back to full employment and the economy can handle it, that'll be a slower rate hike raise. They'll raise in slower increments, and the pullback, I think, will be less. If they raise rates because they're wrong about inflation, inflation's running hot, I think you get a much quicker raise because they're going to have to raise very quickly to get in front of inflation. And that is when I think you get a much more severe pullback. But those are the only ways I see this market pulling back in. I think we get a melt up. Do you know Tom Lee, Matt? They always say from Fundstrat. The guy's on CNBC all the time. He's a great dude. Okay. He's a very, very, very analytical, like mathematical guy. He's one of the people like on CNBC and in that world that like I actually will listen to. And he actually just came out and like raised his targets for the markets. And he was talking about like a melt up going into the end of the year. And I got to tell you, man, I agree with them. I do think the markets continue higher as COVID gets behind us.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. This melt up, you can hear that all the time, especially. So for those of you out there, you've probably heard the terminology dovish and hawkish. Just if this is the first time you're hearing it, dovish basically means they're keeping interest rates low, and that's overall what they pitch it to be is a stimulus to help with unemployment and has the secondary effect of driving the market higher. And then hawkish is the opposite. You're battling inflation by raising the interest rates to kind of help with that. So right now you could, I guess, classify the Federal Reserve as being like as dovish as possible. Like I feel like they're at maximum dovish level. So as soon as you hear some headlines of Powell or Federal Reserve turns hawkish, there's a good chance we're going to see it. And like you said, I like your reasoning of what's actually like, why is the reasoning? And that's the severity. But like with this, you ride it up and like, it's kind of funny because like I was kind of ranting and raving about this on the stream this week is people get really, really angry about this AMC thing because it's fundamentally overvalued. Of course, we get that. No one's trying to say it's not fundamentally overvalued. And I like how you have these classic commentators focusing on that. I'm like, well, isn't our market fundamentally overvalued? Like, no one, they're getting so mad that people are possibly buying AMC. But what? Does anyone truly believe that our economy is the best it's ever been today? Like, that's the argument. I'm like, you can't, it's so funny how they're fixated on that fight. And then yet you have all these potential hedge funds who are shorting the overall, I guess AMC, but then they're still long on the overall market. I'm like, well, what kind of fundamental investor are you when you're just marking higher and you know it shouldn't be there?
True.
They're just making their arguments. And to me, it's just ride the trend. Whether I agree or disagree that it should be out there fundamentally, maybe it's a function of my age or something like that. But my fundamental investments are just industries I like for decades later, and I'll see if I get it right or wrong. But for now, it's either a day trade or a multi-day, multi-week, multi-month swing trade. And other than that, fundamentals, of course, they come into play. You can only trade out of fundamentals. You can only be outside of reality for a certain amount of time. But I love these analysts that are still mad. And I don't know, who was it? Someone was blaming the sell-off yesterday morning on memesters. I don't know if whoever that was, Kramer or someone. I was like, seriously, you think a multi-trillion-dollar sell-off in one morning is because of two stocks? The mental gymnastics that they go through to pitch some of this, it's probably what keeps them in shape. It's just this gymnastics. It blows my mind.
Yeah, man. It's nuts. It's when people say that about the memester is the reason why. Yeah, it's yeah, okay. But guys, you know what? I think, Matt, how about, it's Friday. Well, let's keep it casual and maybe take some questions from people like a joint. I mean, I know I just did a Q&A, but we probably have a lot of people in here would love to ask you some questions, or maybe they can bounce some stuff off the both of us. Maybe we can do a little bit of a joint Q&A. And so, Matt, if you're cool with that, we can have some people you can ask your AMC questions. I'm sure there's going to be a million for you, Matt. And okay. You guys can ask your AMC questions, ask your market questions. We can have Adam, who's backstage, kind of the producer here. He can put those questions up on the screen for us, and we can fire away. So there he is. Hey, Adam.
Sounds good. Adam. We lost him.
That's it. He's quick, man. He comes and he goes. That's it. Mm-hmm. So, guys, why don't you fire away? Let's do a first ever joint Q&A, Mike and Matt, the M&M show.
I like it. M&M. Well, we're waiting for that. Are you currently long on the overall market, or did you cut that position?
I am. I'm still 100% fully long in my long-term portfolio. I've not cut my long-term portfolio position yet. However, as we get closer to the end of this year, I will most likely start trimming that position as we get towards the fall to winter. And I'm probably going to get myself down to about 50%. Gotcha. So I want to get down to about 50% cash. I don't want to get completely flat, because I can be as confident as I am that we're going to get a pullback. I could still be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I don't want to be sitting in all cash while the market's going higher, because that's going to be a really, really tough position for me to be in. To when do I get back in? So I'll get to 50% cash. And then when they do raise rates, I expect that pullback. And when we get it, I'm going to go shopping.
Yeah. Definitely. I like it.
There's one for you, Matt.
What other stocks do you like besides AMC and GME? Actually, over right now, I think there's good opportunities for the overall market, like S&P 500. I think there's a very, very real chance this upcoming week we hit 438. That's kind of the technical levels I've been paying attention to. And for the remainder of the month, I'm bullish on some major industries. Apple is finally picking up. I've been in Apple for a while and I keep adding to it. Apple's one I'm really, really happy with right now. I'm going to be bullish on NVIDIA all the way up until the stock split actually goes through. And my only reason for that, I love NVIDIA through and through, but it's just based on Apple and Tesla of last year when they did their stock split. They ran all the way up. The day of the stock split, they did some weird stuff, and then they came down and take a breather. So for me, I'm going to lock in my NVIDIA profits, wait for that breather, and then just reinvest right away. I guess a lot of these that I'm listing, it's going to be tech focused. That's just my own expertise. To give you some overall industries for the next couple of years, man, I'm just such a big fan of EV ETFs right now. By the time 2025, they're thinking the technology will finally hit a price parity between gasoline, diesel, and EV. I think there's going to be huge inflection in the demand point. Very bullish on the EV industry. I know you were talking about some of the, I guess, Chinese-based companies, and that's weird. I like NIO, but like you said, the political tension, it's tough. It just increases your risk. That's all it does, is like you might hit it big. Like, to me, I was looking at Alibaba. I think Alibaba's undervalued by about $100 right now. And the reason that's happening is because of political tensions. I mean, Jack Ma, a billionaire, went missing for a couple months. Like, that's not, like, folks, it's not the government. It's tough. There's very, very tough political situations. So it's like, do you want to take that risk? I have a little bit of Alibaba. I like that one. I mean, I think Texas, overall data analytics, these cloud computing. I like Amazon. I mean, I know Amazon, people think of it mainly for e-commerce, and that's because it dominates e-commerce. It makes sense. But AWS, Amazon's web services, just from my history in software development, I mean, 90 to 95% of all cloud computing is done by Amazon. And then Google and Microsoft like fight for that last little crumb of it, but they're dominating cloud computing. Yeah. So those are some just like industries in general that I see higher. I mean, right now the marijuana industry is not doing anything, but I think eventually the federal government will come around to it. So that's just the ETF, MJ, or the big players such as Tilray. I guess those are some of them off the top of my head, but similar to Mike, I have my long-term portfolio. I look at them once in a while, and it's just more of, I'm in it for the long haul to see if I get the call right.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I love NVIDIA is one of my favorite stocks I own. Mm-hmm. I think eventually, if they left it, if they did not do a split, that stock is 1,000 to 1,500 in the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like I love NVIDIA. I really do. They're just, I'm just very, very happy with that position. It's become one of my bigger positions, not because I have added to it over time, but it's just become one of my bigger positions because of the stock's performance. I might, I'm starting to maybe even think that maybe I should like rebalance a little bit because it's becoming too big of a position when it comes to like kind of portfolio management. But
I remember whoever before was asking about like long-term performance and how to handle that. So NVIDIA, when I first got into it, it was in 2017. And I distinctly remember getting in the low 90s. I was like, oh, if I could get it right over 100, I'll sell. And like, we're so comically far past that point. So, and sometimes that's the function of time. And I get it. That's 2017. We're many years removed from it, but also the gains from that point, 100 and now what's it trading at? 8 in the mid 800s. Like it's just so far beyond it. And that's sometimes the function of time is you get those disgusting gains. And I remember like over 100, I was like, oh, I remember thinking one day at work, I was like, I should put in a sell order at 101 and see if it gets filled. And I'm like, why did I sell any? Like that was the dumbest thing ever. But
that's like one of the traders in TTG. He's actually one of the partners too, Jason. He hates when I talk about AMD or NVIDIA because he like bought NVIDIA or was it, I forgot which one it was. I think it was NVIDIA, but he bought it at like 200 and he sold it at like 280. And when he thought he was like the best, like he's like, oh, I crushed that. Now you're looking at the 800. Yeah, there's a lot of stories about that on stocks like NVIDIA. So definitely. Remember, guys, play the long game in your long-term portfolio. It's called a long-term portfolio for a reason. Next question. Let's see here.
There we go.
Where do you think AMC will go from here? I currency support at around $40 and resistance is too. What Matt, you want to take this one? I think he's probably asking. They're probably asking you if it's about AMC.
I mean, I'll give my thoughts, and then I'd love to get your thoughts because I know you're actively actively trading it in and out of the swing. So like for me, I become more of just like a diamond-handed holder on it. Yeah. So for me, it's that like we've just bounced off of 40. We know there's support between 40 and 42. So where we're at now. And I can't understate the importance of this, just key psychological levels. Humans love to trade at nice round values. We're just below 50. 50 will act as resistance because people, day traders, swing traders, they're going to look at 50. If they're in at 48, 49, they're going to see that run up. 50 is a nice round value, and they're going to try to sell there. So the first thing I want to overtake this upcoming week is 50. And then from there, of course, I mean, at nauseum, I've spoken about 60 and 62. But we have a couple I guess, interesting things coming up this weekend. We have the McGregor-Poirier fight, which is like the first, I guess, mixing between AMC and UFC. I love that they're getting into sports. The Black Widow pre-ticket sales apparently are like destroying just everything. And then F9 is still doing well. So individually, or really added together, is the hyper success of those three things going to fundamentally improve AMC? No, it's not. It's just, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company, and these things, they're going to be good. But what it could do is just cause excitement. And right now, let's be honest, that's what AMC is moving on. People hear the headlines, people get excited, they buy, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It goes up, you might get a breakout and then a rally. So I'm not arguing that all of a sudden the success of these three things make AMC a good long-term investment, but I'm looking at like, it might be enough to push us right over the edge of 50. From 50, might get a nice run to 55. So more of a snowball domino effect type of a thing of let's see how it really goes this weekend. But love to get your thoughts, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good point actually that you bring up about like all the different catalysts that are out there, and important for people to understand. It's like something like AMC, like you said it perfectly. It moves on excitement, it moves on hype, it moves on like people thinking like a reason to come in and buy more, and those are reasons why to get excited about it. Like we even talked about when we had Cruella. I think you and I actually were having a conversation about when Cruella first came out. We talked about like that whole weekend, how it could be a catalyst for the stock. And you saw some pretty good moves higher once they did really well. So that's a really good point that people can watch for on how the box office does with that. And now from a technical standpoint, I'll break you guys down. I'll actually pull my chart up so you guys can see the chart here on AMC. And I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm seeing here. AMC, I'm looking at just literally went from one channel to another. And was such a clear defined channel in AMC from these low to mid 60s to the low 50s area where we had this resistance here that was around 64, 65. You then had it being backed up by tremendous support down here around 51, 52, like you said, like that $50 area. And then you had that level get broken earlier in the week. And then you had, once that support level got broken, we then moved right down to your next major support level. And my goodness, did this level impress. This $40 level is a major support level. And you had this huge engulfing green candle just shoot right off that level. That's a sign of very aggressive buying at the support level. When I see stocks test support levels, I want to see specific price action. Like I don't want to see a stock, I call it a lazy stock. I don't want to see a stock get lazy at a support level, which means it comes down and it just sits on it and sits on it and sits on it. I want to see stock come down, test that level, and just see such ferocious buying at that level that the price just shoots off of it very quickly. It's exactly what we saw happen yesterday in AMC. And you took us right back up to that $50 price point in those low 50s. And now you've got, just like you had this channel, now you have this channel. You have tremendous support around this $40 level, which has proven itself. And I think this support level even extends down into the high 30s because you're going to have this area. You're going to have all of this area, these previous lows when you had this previous little high. We all remember this day, that breakout day was a very fun day, okay, to be trading AMC or be holding AMC, to be long. That was a really, really fun day. So everybody remembers that day. But then you also have this 50-day moving average. And that whole area in AMC, I see as being very, 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 very strong support. So I think that we're looking at this 50 to 52 area to try to get us through that. The stock held its own here today after that move yesterday. We had a little bit of just a consolidation day. Stock took a breather, nothing wrong with that. And then if you get yourself back over that 51, 52, I think you're going to have a lot of short sellers got very, very confident the last 2 days. Once we broke below 50, I think shorts really piled onto this thing. And when this thing just slingshotted off of 40, I think you have a lot of people that were like, whoa, wait a second. And I think that kind of put a lot of people back on their heels. if you take this back through 51, 52, I think you can get like a really wide range candle where you can see like a $10 day. Because I think you might get a lot of people that might just cover that. And then your next line in the sand is the line that you and I talked about weeks ago, which was that, those low 60s. And then that's it. Then there's really, then you're at the all-time high. But I think that low 60s is a more major level than even the all-time high. I think if you get through 64, 65, I think that the all-time high does not stand. So you went from one channel down to another channel, very clear levels on AMC from what I see from like a technical trading standpoint. Levels are holding true. And that's a good sign, at least, for myself, someone that likes to actively trade. That's a good sign for that when you see those levels kind of really stick like that. So, impressive day for AMC yesterday. Stock took a breather today. Nothing wrong with that after having such a crazy day that I had yesterday.
Yeah, the way I kind of see it, and I guess I see a lot more of the emotion and psychology of the group just from like my streams throughout the day. That top bubble you had of when we were testing 64, 65, I think we saw a weird inverse of that recently. And what I'm meaning to better articulate this, that run up, I think the apes, the people long on the stock, got a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confident. They saw it running up. They're like, this is it. We're going to keep going. They can't stop us. And I think it's a great sports metaphor of like when you get overconfident, that's almost when you're at your weakest. And I think the inverse happened when we broke below 50. I think the shorts were like, we have it in the bag. Yep. And then all of a sudden, I mean, let's be honest. Yesterday, everything was red. People look at it like, I mean, I saw when I streamed before the market opened, and it really even 9 to 10, 9 to like 10:30, tensions were high. People were upset. What's going on? This is red, because it looked bad. Like we were setting up for our 5th red day at a notable. And then right there, I think the shorts were like the same thing. I think they're like, we have it. And some big player stepped in. Someone did something, and it was a bounce. And like you said, now we're perfectly in the middle and the game's back on. And I think both sides of this play are all of a sudden like, hang on, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We're perfectly in the middle between 40 and 60. We're at 50 right now. Right. So it's back to just game on mode. And like, I think we saw the ebb and flow of each side getting a little bit too confident, and then they got quickly smacked back to reality. So let's see how it plays out this upcoming week. Like you said, I agree with you fully. Between 50, 52, 51, 52, that'll be an interesting level to see like kind of the peak of the mountain of which one's going to win that side. Yeah. But we'll see how this plays out.
I think that's a great analysis of kind of the psychology of the market with, the overconfidence up in the 60s, expecting, the quick moonshot. And this is how you get like perfect short traps, and I'm telling you, I think that 51, 52 level was so major that once we got beneath it, that's what I mean. Like, I really do think you're right. I think shorts got very overconfident and they really started to press on this. And when that thing bounced back like it did yesterday, you're now taking both sides of the market and you're making everybody honest again. And you're kind of back at, okay, it's like, the longs, they took their punch, the shorts, they took their punch. And now they're both still standing. And it's like, okay, now we're right back to this honest marketplace where, like you said, we're right dead smack in the middle of this area. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out there next week with these major levels that are all intact. And everyone that's watching this live stream, you could have like Matt and I did not even have a conversation about AMC prior to us getting on this live stream, but we see the same levels. Because these are technical levels and people look at the same chart and can come to the conclusion about where these support and resistance levels are. And that's where like getting an education is really important for you guys to be able to look at a chart and say, okay, here's resistance, here's support, here's really good buying zones, here's where I want to add to a position, here's where I want to enter a position. You guys have to kind of like think about that kind of stuff. And that's how, Matt and I have always seemed to agree with the levels, at least on these charts, because with experience and with being able to read charts, you guys are going to be able to identify support and resistance levels. And that's why it's great when you have a stock that really holds true to those levels and you can build plans around that. It's good stuff. So I like seeing it.
Definitely agree with that. I guess before we go on to the other one, speaking of education, I want to get your thoughts on this because I've seen it sometimes. I bet you've seen it hundreds of more times. When you see a stock that goes up purely on excitement, I've never seen one stay at this level that long. It's one thing if it shoots up and consolidates at a new level because of an acquisition or some sort of fundamental development. That's what I think so special about this right now with AMC. It went up and it's just trading now sideways, and it's still not a fundamental change in the company. It's just like the long side is battling so hard, the short side is battling so hard. Like usually at that start of the chart of like it went up to 72 and then there was those 3 red days. Usually that's it. Like that's going to be it. They're going to slam it back down. The excitement, people made their money. They're going to have some bag holders and people get out. That's AMC. I mean, I don't know if I've never seen it before. I'm curious if you have, because like it just seems so incredibly unique, this scenario, that like, how is it still consolidating for now, 5 weeks at such a unrealistic level of what? So like, I don't know. It's crazy to read this situation now that it's adhering to technicals at this high level. It's brewing for something. And I'm just curious to see how it's going to play out.
Dude, and you're spot on, and the volume that is still being, I mean, obviously it's lower than when, that initial move happened, but it's still trading crazy volume for, if you just go back, months ago, or you go back to, prior to the January GameStop squeeze, if you go before that, you go back before that, this stock didn't trade anywhere near this kind of volume. And it's still trading this kind of volume up here in the 50s. It's crazy. And like, to your point, like I'm just going to pull up a chart real quick of GameStop. Like when you guys see like what GameStop did, every time GameStop had a huge move higher, it had, like Matt said, a very big drop very shortly after. There really wasn't very long periods of consolidation. Right? Like it was like huge move higher and then a really deep pullback before you eventually got another move higher. That is not what AMC is doing.
Yeah.
It's not what, like you're right. Like you said, typically after, let me delete these lines to kind of clean the chart up a little bit. Let me clean up the chart a little bit. So after these 3 days, that's typically when you would see, okay, that's it. And you would get this huge pullback. The fact that we're still sitting up here, and like you said, which started out as an emotional and a hype stock and like an excitement stock and an emotional stock, now to see this thing trading based on technicals, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think even that, like obviously you have like much more time in front of the screen, and the fact that even you're acknowledging the fact of like we don't see this that often, if ever, it shows that. I mean, people are always trying to compare it to other scenarios, and I get it. Like sometimes it could give you a little basis and understanding what's going on. But I'm like, I don't know if we can compare this to anything else. I think retail, banks, hedge funds, everyone is in the same boat of what is going on.
Yeah, nuts. Sorry, we had a comment I think we were having here. Let me see. You guys can fire away, guys. You can just keep asking away, ask your questions. Let me see. Hans, literally just watching your video yesterday. I made 12K today. Oh, nice, Hans. Great job. Great job, Hans. Really great job. Had 4 put contracts on space, closed out 3. Nice. Very nicely done. Then through weekend calls. Nice. All right. You're just playing both sides of it, man. Just playing both sides of it. It's going to be interesting what happens with space. We've got the flight this weekend.
Yep. On Sunday, Richard Branson going up. I mean, in that, people were asking me about it today. It's no different than a roulette wheel. Either it's binary. Either the flight's going to go off and it's not going to get canceled for weather or anything, and it's going to gap up, or if it gets canceled or scrubbed, or if something more, I guess bad happens, it could come down. But SPCE, I have no idea what's going to gap, but I think it's going to gap on Monday. Yeah.
I was talking to people today too, like in chat, and I was kind of even playing with the idea of actually maybe even like taking just like, a small size, just like a YOLO kind of put option on it, just because I feel like there's so much excitement behind the name. Like the stock's gone from 15 to 55, in less than 2 months. And I was like, you never ever want to hope something bad happens. You never ever want to hope something bad happens. But I feel like you have a possibility of like the downside if the flight doesn't go well is I think bigger than the upside if the flight does go well, because I feel like the stock has made such a huge move on the back of this. Here's Adam. What is he going to say? He's going to say
I have a question.
Oh man,
you keep talking. I've heard this today a lot. It's like, if the flight doesn't go well, you mean if he dies? Is that what we're talking about? Like if Richard?
No, it doesn't have to be shit.
Like, is that,
listen, man,
like, or is it like doesn't go well? Like the weather's not good, so they cancel the flight because
Those are two. I mean, if
what's
it's
not good? What does not good mean?
Well, that's the degree. If
right.
in a very bad circumstance it blows up and people dies, there obviously is going to be a giant gap down. But
that
if
would
just
be a
for
really
weather,
serious challenge for no, all right, for everyone.
yeah, and it's just more of like, yeah, I would say the statistical likelihood of it is low. That's what they pay their engineers to figure out. Like that's literally their job. But I think the likelihood of it is more of a weather thing. Like, I mean, even SpaceX, their recent flight was scrubbed because the day before that, it was just like a wet or something was in the air. These flights get canceled for random reasons all the time. Yeah. So if that happens, and just historically when it's happened to SpaceX, the stock went down the next day just for whatever reason. No one really cared. They're like, oh, flight didn't happen. Let's sell it.
Yeah. All right. So that was it. I was just because everyone just if it goes well, like I feel like if it goes well, he lives. If it goes bad, then
let's not even put it out into the universe. We'll just
I just wanted to clarify.
We'll move on to the next question.
All right.
So fire it away, Adam. Throw them up right on. Guys, don't be shy. Matt and I are here to take your questions, help you guys, make money in the markets. That is both of our goals.
Well, still anticipating the massive move. Why hasn't happened already? This is just what I'm reading on the side. The Ape Nation is 100% still anticipating it. Why hasn't happened is because there's no crystal ball. Anyone that's throwing out a date, I think they're either going for karma, likes, or views. No one, I mean, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, no one in the history of trading has been like this date consistently getting it right. Once in a while, you get lucky. But what I've seen from January until now, GameStop, AMC, I've never seen a date prediction come to fruition, ever. No one ever. So this anticipation thing, inherently, when you throw it out there, people would front run it and then it changes the date. So as soon as you put it out there, the date almost becomes null and void. And with it, did I think AMC would happen earlier? 100%. I obviously didn't. That's why I started live streaming. I was like, oh, I'll do it for the month of February. That's going to be the craziness. Then I'll go back to like making videos. I didn't know my life would become streaming 9 to 4 every day. I really, really didn't. But that's it. That's why I've never put a date on myself. And that's why, I mean, what's that saying of the stock market is a mechanism that puts money from the impatient to the patient, like people who can just wait. You have to be disciplined and wait. So if you happen to believe in the play, no one's putting a time on it. And that's why like options can get even more complicated because inherently you're putting time on it. But if you still believe in AMC's potential success and like you don't want to mess around with time, well, that's when you get stock and not options and you sit back. If you want to listen to me, if you want to listen to Mike, or if you just want to hang out and watch Netflix, your time is on your side if you own stock. But I wish it happened. Yes, I'm right there with you. I wish it happened and we move on to the next play and we make our money, even more money. But it just so happens that this play is still actively going on. And if I could change it with a magic wand, I would, but it's just reality right now.
Yeah. A quote that I have said to our members before, and this was kind of in more relation and when like lessons I was doing on like long-term portfolio stuff. I actually we did a live workshop on long-term portfolios a couple months ago. And a quote that I came out with that has really kind of become a thing that we've stuck with is, do not allow your desire for instant gratification cause you to miss out on wealth building opportunities. And it's like, I said that with, speaking about like long-term portfolio stuff. And we talked about that a little bit just before, and people were like, hey, dealing with the ups and downs and everything, but, relates a lot to, what, this person's talking about with, why hasn't it happened yet? And, patience is a virtue that if you do not have, you will find it will be very difficult for you to consistently make money in the markets if you do not have patience and discipline. Those are two characteristics and two traits that any market participant, whether you're an active trader, if you're a holder, if you're a long-term investor, if you're a swing trader, whatever it is that you implement, patience and discipline are traits and characteristics that I have seen basically every successful trader that I know, whether they can have a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different strategies, but that common factor is patience and discipline. So it's something for you guys to really just kind of keep in mind as you're going through your journeys.
Yeah, it's just, and I get it when there's a lot of new trading. I mean, we're all there. At first, you're like, I want to be a trader. I want to make millions, and I want to make millions now. Yeah. And it's just like, I was in my own psychology trap of when you start because of that, and you're always pushing everything, you end up blowing your couple baby accounts, a couple thousand here and there, like the amount of baby accounts I blew up when I started. And then trading is a game of you'll be successful the more quickly you shove down your own ego. That's what it is, because you're there and you're like, I want to make money and I want to make money now, instead of like, hang on, maybe I should be happy with my 0.5% gain today in day trading, see if I can duplicate that. Because as soon as you see it, and then like it gets even worse, because if you lose money, you keep thinking about, all right, I know in total I'm down, I'm on a hot streak, can I get that back quickly and net neutral? And then you think when you're net neutral, you'll be able to trade well from there. And that's just not like it. I don't know. We've talked about this before, but I think mentality, your psychology, your discipline, patience, whatever you want to call it, I honestly believe that 70% of what makes a good trader, 20% skill, and then 10% luck. It's that important in my mind of like getting your own discipline and patience in check.
Yeah, man. Definitely. It's the reason why one trader can look at one chart, make money. Another trader can look at the exact same chart and lose money.
That's a very good point.
On the same side of the trade. I'm not even talking about being long or short. I'm saying like two traders can both try to buy one particular stock. One person makes money, one person loses money. It's usually because of right here, not having the patience, the discipline, whether it's, dealing with pullbacks or falling victim to FOMO. And there's so many different things that go through, active, or at least from an active trading standpoint, so something to think about, guys. Good question though. Next. Yeah, we'll take maybe one or two more questions, guys.
What? I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know what that means. So
I'm missing out.
I thought maybe that was something you knew, Matt. Like, I didn't know maybe that was like someone from your community. I was like, I don't know what that means.
No, that's the only missing that one. What are your thoughts on going long on tulips, Mike? Would you invest in the tulip industry?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? You don't think the bubble's going to come back from the 1600s? You think it's done?
I think it's over.
I think this is my first time I'll have to publicly disagree with you, man. I think it's just a classic 400-year consolidation period. Like we see that in trading all the time.
I know.
400 time breather, and then we come back.
I'm actually, I'm buying a property, and I was thinking about like just maybe putting a down payment down with like 100,000 tulips.
All the bulbs, you just deliver it in wheelbarrows.
In like a beautifully like refrigerated container,
What is it?
Oh God, what is this? Let me see. I gotta make my screen bigger.
Yeah, me too.
When a furry wears a partial fursuit and leaves their skin exposed by wearing shorts or a t-shirt, this is sometimes looked down upon by furries. Consider breaking the magic. What the hell?
I would have to say I'm against it. Either you have to be a purist or you're not. You're either involved in the community full-fledged. You can't be halfway in, halfway out.
There you go. I like that.
Poodling. Why do we make words up like this?
This is what happens when we leave the questions up to Adam.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we get.
Oh, this is a good one.
So I guess I sold all my AMC to go all in on tulips.
Well, while we're waiting for one, I have one for you. Do you commonly, what are your thoughts on selling covered calls? I love doing that in my long-term portfolio.
Yeah. So selling covered calls is great. So with my different long-term portfolios, there are some portfolios I have with JP Morgan that does not allow covered call or like option trading with it. There's like different restrictions on different things, whether it's like if it's like an actively managed with a money manager, or if it's just like some stocks that I just own and I just stash them away. So there are some places I can't do it, and some places I can do it. It's great, like especially on stocks that don't pay dividends. This is a way to create a dividend on like a high growth stock that's not going to pay you a dividend by selling the covered call. And the downside is you might have to sell your shares for a profit.
Yeah.
That's the downside. Like worst case scenario. So for those that don't understand how covered calls work, I'll just explain this to you guys, briefly. If you own 100 shares of a stock, you can sell a covered call against it. So let's say you buy a stock at $100, and you can go ahead and you can sell a call option at $150 strike price. If the stock actually reaches that 150 by the time your contract expires, you're gonna have to deliver those shares at 150. Not that bad because you own them at 100. So you're gonna sell them at 150. Okay, other scenario, the stock never gets to 150. The contract you sold somebody expires worthless, and you keep all that premium that you sold that contract for, which acts like a dividend almost. It's free money. You can take that free money and you can even then use that to buy more shares, so you could eventually start selling more covered calls against that position. It's the same thing as like a dividend reinvesting strategy. So like all of my dividend paying stocks in my long-term portfolio, I have them on reinvest. So like instead of me actually taking the dividend that I get paid, it just automatically buys more shares with the dividend. So if you own 1,000 shares of a stock and they pay you a dividend, whatever, well, I'll just rebuy it. And now instead of having 1,000 shares, I have 1,070 shares. And then if I'm getting paid, a 7% dividend on a particular stock, well, now I'll get the 7% on 1,070 versus 1,000. And then you keep compounding that. And that's how you can grow yourself a very big position over, the 20, 25 year span of your investment, like timeline. You can do something very similar to that with covered calls. And you can just take that money and then just reinvest it into the stock. It's free money for you. So it's a great strategy. It's something that, a lot of people don't realize is available, but it certainly is. And it's a great strategy for people to kind of boost up your long-term portfolios.
Yeah, I'll give away one of my strategies of how I do it. And just with my background in coding, I've now automated it. And for those of you who might be a coder listening to this, Interactive Brokers does have an exposed API, so you can do automatic algo trading through it. But what I do is in my, I have a long-term portfolio. It's not like a tax advantage account or anything. It's just a random account. But what I'll do is every single month, I'll basically just look at the current volatility, and then I'll do a 2 standard deviation move. And that's where I choose to sell a call and a put. And then just every day, every month over month, I'm just collecting premium. And especially with the calls, if I end up having to give over the call, okay, I'll just rebuy it on a dip, or I'll just, even at that moment, I'll just rebuy it and then just keep running it over and over and over again. And the reason I'm saying 2 standard deviation move is that's a rarity to move 2 standard deviations. Does it happen? Of course it happens. But the times it doesn't happen, I just buy more and more, and the premium adds up. Then you buy more stock, and then you could sell more and more covered calls. And it's slow going at start. When you're selling covered calls out there, you're not going to have some gigantic gain. You're not. Yeah. But it is solid monthly income. At first, you might get a couple dollars, and maybe a couple months later, you're getting more. And all of a sudden, a couple hundred turns into a couple thousand. And that's kind of how I view it, of the dirty secret of hyper rich or successful individual traders. So many of them just pivot to selling premium. 95% of options expire worthless. So why would you just not play those odds? They're because it's not a big percentage, but all of a sudden, the magnitude of it actually matters. And they're just writing premium all day. Calls, puts, they don't care. Sell, sell, sell. And they're not Most will not expire in the money, especially covered calls. It's a great strategy. I don't think it's really discussed enough, but I absolutely love doing it.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, we got a question here. True Trading, what is a good strategy for swing trading? I feel like I will have a few long-term investments, EV sector and stuff, but swing trades could make decent profit to boost the long. I mean, when you're asking like what's a good strategy for swing trading, I mean that it's such a vague question. What I will say to you is if you're someone that is looking for longer term type of holds, like if you're looking for people that like longer term type of holds, and because a swing trade could be anything that you buy today and sell tomorrow or any day thereafter. So like I kind of break swing trading into like short-term swing trading, which is kind of like within 1 or 2 weeks, and then long-term swing trading, which would be like if you're holding for like a month plus, but still not a long-term investment. It sounds like you're kind of might be looking for something that's a little bit of a longer term, like a longer term swing. And I think the best strategy for someone that's really looking for something like that is going to be a combination of fundamental analysis with technical analysis and understanding that you don't need to be trading every single day. Like, and just this is an example. This is a trade. I use this trade as an example when I talk to members about this, like combining fundamental and technical analysis into a trading strategy. Going back, this goes back to, let me actually look at it. I don't even remember when it was. It was months ago. Where are we at? Sun W, January. Okay, so Sun W in January, I did a swing trade on Sun W. And I did a swing trade on Sun W right after the Democrats took control of the Senate. And the reason why I did that was because I said to myself, okay, well, now you have a Democrat-controlled White House, House of Reps, and Senate. So I go, it's going to be pretty easy for them to push through some of their policies and some of the things they're going to want to focus on. So I thought about, well, what's on the list of Democrat policies? And I was okay, green energy. That's going to be something that they're really going to be big on. So let me go ahead and take a look at some of the green energy stocks. And I went right to solar because I do think solar is one of the more advanced green energy sectors that are out there. That technology has been around for a while. It's evolved for a while. It's become more efficient. You have a lot of new green energy technology that is still very, very young and still needs to be kind of perfected and matured. And I looked at some of these solar stocks and I saw a beautiful technical setup on Sun W, like a better technical setup than even on like FSLR or SPWR, which are some of the other, very well-known solar companies. And that's what caused me to take a swing on Sun W. Now, I did not enter this swing expecting this stock. I'll just pull up the chart. And my THD members, you guys probably remember this swing trade. I did not expect this ridiculous of a move. So we actually bought Sun W right there. Okay. And this thing just absolutely exploded. I did not expect this much of a move. I was actually flat like here in the teens. I left a lot of money on the table on this trade. I was not expecting that big of a move, but like, it's just an example of like when you combine technicals with fundamentals, when you're going to do that type of strategy, understand, wait for something fundamental that you understand. It could be something about like when Boeing was having their issues with the 737 MAX. It could be like the solar sector. It could be something that could happen if there's an attack on like a Saudi oil field. It could be one of the oil companies, and like using real world events to kind of come up with ideas where it might be good for this sector, it might be bad for this sector, and then use technical analysis to kind of support that theory and support that thesis. Because swing trading is perfect for people that work full-time jobs. Like, a lot of people aren't as lucky as Matt and I. We get to sit in front of our computers all day long. And it's like if Matt's going after some SPY futures, or if I'm trading, anything that's going on during the day, a lot of people don't have the ability to do that. So, if you're working full-time jobs, you're not in front of your computer, swing trading is a beautiful strategy for you guys to be able to implement. So something to think about. Adam, you're the worst. You're the worst.
One thing I like to do with that, I guess, to complement it, is when I find a stock that I like. So, for example, the run up in Tesla, whatever that was, I'll look at something like the 2 or 4 hour chart. I liked fundamentally what was going on with it. And then what I would do is on the 2 or 4 hour chart, especially the 4 hour chart, I just waited for the RSI to get super low. I was like, well, I'm fundamentally bullish on it in the longer term, but in the shorter term, it's showing some weakness. And then when it was really weak, I'd buy, and then I would hold that until like there was some sort of reversion or percentage gain or anything like that, but I would use that as an entry trigger. Long-term, I'm bullish. Short-term, it's showing a bit of weakness or whatever timeframes, but I saw a mismatch in timeframes. That's a lot of my trading is a mismatch in timeframes, and I'm trying to play it back the other way. That's one of the strategies I'll personally use.
Good one. You guys are getting golden nuggets right now. I hope you guys are taking some notes. You guys are getting golden nuggets. You're laughing at that too, right?
Adam.
Do we have any more questions? Any more questions, guys? I know it's Friday. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's see what we're doing. Do we have another one? Waiting on Adam. So, guys, those who know, Adam is my partner and co-founder in True Trading Group, and he's the man behind the curtain on these live streams. He's the man behind the curtain. So he's the one that pulls up these questions and sends a bunch of ridiculous memes to Matt and I behind stage to distract us, make us laugh. Let's see. Reggie had a good. Someone just said Reggie had a good question. I can't go back and find Reggie. Reggie's a THD member too. We'll do one more. We'll do one more question, and then I think we'll pack it. All right, Adam, say one more, man. Throw it up there. Let's do it.
Must be a good one.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the best way to frame it.
Adam's got a fan club. Jenny Wonder says, "Hey, Adam, you rock."
Oh, here we go. Adam. That must be Adam's other account.
Yeah. Adam, what are you doing back there?
I told you they would catch us, Joe. The fuck are you doing?
You got a question?
I'm looking for a question. You don't have any idea how hard it is to sort through this? Do you read some of what comes through right now?
Hey,
Somebody just said, "Buy my mom."
Someone literally just said, "Buy my mom."
Here, this guy, Dave Wisely. He's been absolutely just diligent as all hell, like 50,000 times. So here, just give it to him.
How do I feel about the gold set to GDS GLD? Okay, so I am actually long-term. I am long-term bullish on gold. I'm actually surprised at how weak gold has been, because a lot of the reason, and I'm interested to kind of get your take on this too, Matt, because this is actually one of the areas of the market that I've just been seeing a lot of divergence and decoupling. And there's been a lot of weakness in gold, especially in the month of June. Mm-hmm. And if there was a real fear of inflation, I think that you would have seen metals like gold and silver and even cryptos like Bitcoin. I think you would have seen them perform better. So prior to me kind of doing an analysis on the metals like gold and everything, I'm really in the camp that I think the Fed is wrong about inflation. I don't think it's going to be transitory, and I think it's going to run hot, and I think we're going to be in trouble in a year or two, and they're going to have to raise rates. And I've been in that camp for a while. And then I look at gold, and I'm like, gold should be going up if inflation was a concern. Then you also have Bitcoin too. Bitcoin has also kind of become a little bit of an inflationary hedge as well. And you've seen the month of June has been terrible for gold. It's been terrible for crypto. So I still remain bullish on it long term because I think we're going to have inflation. But the fact that this weakness is there, maybe that's just the markets reacting to the Fed saying, "Hey, we're not worried about inflation." So people are like, "Oh, well, if they're not worried about it, then I'm not. There's no reason for me to hold on to gold because equities is where it's at." And just money is just continuously pouring into equities as we just continue to run to new all-time highs, and no one's looking for that hedge yet. Maybe, I don't know. But there's been a very real clear weakness in the price of gold, even just in 2021 in general. So Curious on kind of your thoughts on that, Matt.
Yeah, so I don't track GDX or GLD too much. I watch just gold as a future. Like I watch it as a commodity. And right now it's around 1,800. I think if it goes above 1,900, 2,000, it's going to keep moving. But I thought the same as you, is like, why are people not pricing this in? And I think you hit the nail on the head with just, there's too much money to be made in equities. I think right now they're not pouring it in. And this is, I think, the first inflationary period where now, because usually, I guess, folks, of why we're even talking about gold is people put money in gold basically to battle the USD and inflation. They're like, okay, it's a store of value. This is the first, I guess, period I know of when there's an inflationary period and we have two very viable options for people to pick. So I wonder if when the money leaves the market, if some people, the new age people, are going in Bitcoin and the older school are going in gold, I almost wonder if we're just dividing that total amount of money into two separate things. And maybe that's why we're not seeing like the reaction that you and I are like clearly expecting and not seeing. But I think between now and 2025, you're going to see a disgusting run in both Bitcoin and gold at some point. I don't know to what degree, but I think it has to happen. Like this transitory thing, it's just a joke. Like they're just gaslighting us. Like that's what I was making. I'm like, it can't go on forever. And I think people know that. And I think it's just more of the fact that like there's just too much money in equities. They're like, well, we won't fight the trend in the short term, maybe for the remainder of the year, maybe next year, but eventually the shoe's going to drop.
Yeah. My long-term like target on gold, like, and I'm talking like, 5 to 7 year kind of, I think it gets to 2,500 an ounce. Like that was kind of like my long-term target for gold. And I really looked at like what's been going on, but like you said, the Fed kind of gaslighting us. I was like, this is just the perfect scenario for like some long-term inflation and just to continue to see, metals like gold and continue like really have a serious bull market. You really haven't had, like a huge bull market in gold, since after 0809. Like after 0809, you saw like a multi-year bull market in gold. You saw a really big move in gold from like 2019 right up until COVID. So you had like about a year run in gold, but I still think we get that multi-year run, and I'm actually looking at. I'm going to pull up a chart of the GLD real quick, which is an ETF. Okay. Guys, this is a gigantic cup and handle. Like this is as clean of a cup and handle as I've ever seen, and it's like, I'm looking for like a multi-year run. Like you saw there after 0809, like you can see, we started to have a bit of a run here. That was, the pause button was kind of hit there, like after that COVID rally, but this is just forming a beautiful cup and handle. Mm-hmm. I mean, like there's your break. You're up. Here's your beautiful cup. I mean, that's a gorgeous cup. And then you've got sitting here, and then you've got your little handle. And then that's what I'm saying. And Matt, like, I didn't even know if a break over like this 180 on GLD, which kind of lines up with the price points that you were talking about with regards to just gold in general, that could trigger a breakout of this cup and handle that could start a 1, 2, or potentially 3-year multi-year run that is fueled by the Fed being wrong about transitory inflation. Yeah. The setup is there. The setup is there. It's just, how is it going to play out? And I think that, having Bitcoin thrown into the mix now as a potential inflationary hedge, I think that Bitcoin is going to be a place that investors are going to flock to when they expect inflation. But once inflation is actually, and I'm not saying inflation's here now, but once I'm saying like inflation, the problem is really here and it's really prevalent and evident, I think you're like the big money, big institutional money, I think they're going to go to gold because that's what they know and they want safety in that environment. And even though Bitcoin is seen as an inflationary hedge, it is still extremely volatile. And I think once money really comes out of equities, because people get that volatility there, I don't think they're going to want to go and then put money into something else that's a lot more volatile too. And that's why I think you're going to see that big move in gold, because it's something that, big money, institutional money, they know it's a lot less volatile than Bitcoin. And if they're going to run somewhere to try to hide from inflation, I would think that they would want to go somewhere that has low volatility. So that's why, that's why I'm bullish on gold over the next, several years, kind of long-term plan. I'm just surprised that it still hasn't made a move. Like this move that I've been waiting for, I'm surprised it still hasn't had. Like, we've just been trending down since August. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised at the weakness that we've seen in gold, but I just think, and this is the handle. So for those that's the handle out of, that huge cup pattern that I was just talking about. So will be interesting, but I still remain bullish on it long-term.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. Also, just add on what you're saying, depending on how quickly it does or doesn't happen, a lot of these big banks and hedge funds, they don't have a crypto desk yet. Some of them do. Yeah. And we're in that transition, but that just strengthens your argument of like, if it happens rather quickly, like, well, if they want to do a hedge, it is gold. Like, they're not necessarily set up. And like, I mean, hedge funds, the one thing they're super good at is managing risk. And right now, when Yellen commonly speaks against crypto, it gets people upset. Like when the Chinese government is speaking against crypto, it gets people on edge. And I mean, they don't like being on edge with billions of dollars of other investors' money. So like gold, it's just more of tried and true, and they could easily stick with that. The longer it goes on, I think it could get a little bit more interesting, but it happens quickly. I mean, well, even if it goes on, I'm really just going to be bullish on both.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, man. Well, Matt, listen, man, I want to thank you again for coming on here. And I know that, I think we're wrapping up kind of the Q&A here. And like I said, I want to thank you again for coming on, having these talks with me. I really appreciate it. I know that us, like True Trading Group, I know we're a premium service. I know that comes with all sorts of like bad rep with gurus and courses and stuff that are out there. So it's like, we know we have an uphill battle that we do as a company. And the industry we're in it has a bad rep. Most of it is well-deserved, but Adam and I started TGD to kind of disrupt this industry. And if it was easy, everyone would do it. We use these live streams, and yes, guys, we do sell memberships on here, but we also try and give tremendous value and educations and lessons and stuff for free. And I think we do that on here, and having you come on and kind of share your input on AMC and the markets and your trading strategies, really helpful to the community. And I appreciate you giving us, a chance coming on here and having real conversations about markets and all that stuff. So thanks again, man, for coming on here and joining us.
I really appreciate it. And hey, I mean, to me, like you said, I mean, I started my career getting taken advantage of that. And I have to say it out there, folks, like I've been through it. I've spent money on courses that like at the end, and it's not till like a year or two after you're like, oh, wow, like that was stupid. Like I was taken advantage of, because like you want it to be true. You want to be learning about trading. And I have to say I've listened in on some of your live streams that I've not been a part of. And I just think you and Adam and the rest of the team truly are trying to provide the best education to the best of your ability. So I love these conversations, and I hope someone out there is learning a thing or two and becoming a better trader and or investor. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And thank you. So yeah, guys, I hope everyone enjoyed our joint Q&A. We'll probably do more of these. I think it's cool for people to come on and kind of ask questions, get, different insight and perspective from two different people and different trading styles. I think it's helpful. And always some fun and insightful conversations, man. So appreciate you coming on. Always a pleasure, Matt. We'll do this again soon, bro. Enjoy your weekend. You too. Thank you. Later, man. All right, guys. There you have it, folks. Another awesome live stream. That's now, I don't even know how many I've done a few now with Matt. It's probably maybe our 4th or 5th live, I feel like maybe now at this point with Matt. So it's good stuff, man. I love talking shop with traders that have different styles and different mindsets. It's good to kind of get a different take from different areas of the market and from different courses. So cool. Very cool. Guys, what I would like to do here now is I would like to see how many people that are still on the live stream. I would like to see how many of you are not TTG members. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, I want you guys to go ahead and type the letters TTG in chat right now.
All right, we've got Michael Halfelder, Kieran Taylor, Dalabo Houston, Get Smarter, Rita Jones, Jimso Sherpa, MMMM, Britannia Lossing, Megalopsis, Waterboy, Brian Feeney, Michael Kujin, Sam Blow, Red Hook Texan, RV Thomas, Lee M, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Dave Wisely, Wallace Frey, Truella, Gary J, Ernie, Jennifer, Twan Smoke, Marty Hubbard, Brian Reef, Venus, Keith, DKC, Smug, John Baez Ortega, Sam Blow, Chris Rios, Joe Underwood, SB, Jake. Wow, the list goes on. So many non-THD members that are here joining us. Guys, welcome. Man, this is awesome. So many non-THD members on the live with us here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Seriously, all of you. Now, earlier in the stream, there were a couple of people that were asking about how to join True Training Group. I told you we'll save that for the end. I wanted to have an educational conversation. I wanted to provide value to you all first. But for those that were curious, that were asking about the membership to True Training Group, I'm going to show you the entire platform. And I want you guys to understand that a membership to True Training Group normally would cost you $2,212, but from now until midnight, from now until midnight on Sunday Pacific time, you can actually save 41% and pay only $1,300 for the membership. That's just over $100 a month. And the next 37 people that use coupon code TTG121 will be getting a brand new free laptop with their membership. We will also cover the shipping. It's our gift to you. I want you guys to think of us as the Netflix of trading communities. There is no upsells ever in True Trading. You pay one price. You're never asked to pay another fee. Again, you guys get access to every single thing that we have. Okay, I told you guys, one thing you'll always get from True Trading Group and myself is we talk honestly and open about everything. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't blow smoke up your ass. Trading's not easy, guys. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You got to be willing to put in a little bit of time, energy, and effort in order to truly learn a skill. You know, it's like this industry of courses and people that are trying to sell you stuff. It's such a shitty industry. There are so many just bad people that just dump you into a sales funnel, continuously upsell you over and over. Like they're in your face, convincing you if you sign up, you're going to make tons of money. As soon as you sign up, you don't make tons of money. You don't learn anything. When you complain, they go, oh, well, that's because you didn't buy the pro package. And you're like, oh, I didn't know there was a pro package. You're like, yeah. If you really want to get the secrets, you got to buy the pro package. You're like, well, how much is that? They're like, oh, that's another $1,000. You're like, oh, I already spent $2,000. I might as well spend another $1,000. You get it. You still don't learn anything. You still don't make any money. When you complain about it, the response is, oh, well, that's because you're not part of my inner circle. You're not part of the VIP program. You're like, oh, well, what the hell is that? Well, that's you get access to the head trader, you get access to this and blah, blah, blah. Well, how much is that? Oh, well, that's another $2,000. And you're like, are you kidding me? I've already spent thousands of dollars and I've learned nothing. That is this industry. And I hate it. It's terrible. It's the whole reason why we started True Trading in the first place, because it shouldn't be that way. You know, then you got to go and buy all these premium tools and products and pay for all this extra stuff. It's crazy. It's just upsell after upsell after upsell. And they don't actually give a damn whether you succeed or not, because you're just a number to them. And they're going to upsell you as much, and they're going to squeeze every dollar they can out of you until you give up. And they don't care if you give up or not. That's why we are trying to change this entire industry. That's why we give you every single thing we offer for one price for the entire year. Every course, every tool. True Trading Group is a platform, folks. It's not just courses. Understand that when you join TTG, you are not just paying to get my courses and to get my trade alerts. First of all, True Trading Group is 8 other different TTG moderators that all are calling out trades, identifying opportunities, answering questions, providing mentorship that all have different styles and different strategies. Whether it's options, stocks, day trading, swing trading, small caps, mid caps, large caps, we trade everything in True Trading Group every single day because all the different moderators with the different styles and strategies that we implement throughout the day. Okay. And we're also taking all of the trading tools and we put them in one place for you. So our platform includes like news feeds, simulators, analyst reports, scanners, like all of these things are included in one place for you at no additional fee. That is the TTG platform. That's the TTG platform. Okay. Do you provide records of your trades? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll show you guys in a minute. We actually have a trading journal on our website that tracks every single buy and sell that all of our moderators make, so you can see our performance and see how you'd be doing. It's for every single mod. I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay. I'll actually show you in a minute. So we've got 37 laptops available for the next 37 people to use coupon code TTG121. You'll get the 41% discount and you're going to get a brand new free laptop. Yes, we do ship globally. Okay. Now, whether markets are up, down, welcome Elvin. Elvin, welcome to TG family, folks. We only have 36 laptops left. These laptops are not going to last until Sunday. They'll probably be gone even by midnight tonight or maybe midnight tomorrow. I doubt they're going to last until Sunday. The next 36 people to use that coupon code are going to get a brand new free laptop. Now, guys, listen, whether or not the markets are up, down, left, right, sideways, doesn't matter, because we are teaching our members how to make money in any market environment and how to become better traders. And if you don't believe me, I want you to watch this. If you are a member of True Trading Group and you are making money and becoming a better trader, sound off in chat right now. Let them know. We have a lot of non-TGD members here. And if you're not a member, don't even listen to me, guys. Seriously, don't listen to me. Listen to members that are about to comment in chat. Read their comments. Okay, if you are a TGD member, I want you to sound off in chat right now if you're making money and becoming a better trader with True Trading Group. Well, I'm a better trader. I signed up yesterday. So much information and so much activity. Can't wait. I'm a better trader. I am made 50% on Chewy options. Yep, absolutely. 600% on SPY in 2 weeks. Mike is the real deal. I'm not guessing on my trades anymore. Yes. I mean, guys, just look at all the comments that are coming through chat right now from my TGD moderators. I mean, my TGD members, not my TGD moderators. All the comments coming through chat right now from my TGD members. Now, I also told you, I don't sugarcoat anything, right? I don't sugarcoat anything. And the reality of the fact is that just over 80% of our members are successful, meaning they're becoming better traders or making money. But that still means 20% of our members are still struggling. And that's why we hold red to green workshops. We leave no trader behind in True Trading Group. We have members that are struggling. They submit questions and topics to us, and the moderators and I will host live workshops every month to cover these lessons and topics to make sure that the members that are struggling, they get the help that they need. Guys, I know it's not possible to have a 100% success rate within the group. We got about 6,700 members in True Trading Group. I know it's not possible for all of them to be successful traders, but that doesn't mean that we can't try for it. And I'll be damned if I don't try for it. TTG is a business, folks. At the end of the day, it's a hell of a business, but the business is only as good as our members are actually doing. We have to wake up every day to continue to earn the trust and support of our members. Yes, that means well long after they've already paid their all-inclusive membership fee for the year. We don't take lightly the responsibility and the trust that we are given, and we work hard every day to continue to earn it. A lot of other places, they're in your face. The second you sign up, you never hear from them again. In True Trading Group, the day you sign up is the day that our relationship begins, and we get to know each other on a much deeper level as we work towards you, helping you strive and to achieve your goals. These are people's lives that we're talking about. We do not take this lightly. I know 100% without any question of a doubt, I'm humble enough to say that if I did not get the education and the experience and the mentorship that I got when I was working at the fund in New York, there is no way I'd be as successful in my life as I am here now today. Britannia, welcome to the TGD family. Britannia, folks, that means we only have 35 laptops left. So use coupon code TTG121. The next 35 people are going to get themselves a brand new free laptop. Britannia, welcome to the family. Everyone, give a big warm welcome to Britannia. Okay, so when I look at what this has allowed me to be able to accomplish in my life, I think about us having the ability and the power to positively impact somebody else's life in the same way, and we take that very, very seriously. Now, you guys also have to understand that if you're new or you're not a member, listen, trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I told you that before. No one's going to do the work needed for you to reach your goals. You want to consistently make money in the markets, you've got to be willing to put in some time, energy, and effort. You got to be willing to put in the work. But it all starts with getting the right education, having access to the right tools, and being part of the right community that's going to help you to learn, trade, and profit. And that is what TTG is all about. The one-year membership normally costs $2,212, but from now till midnight Pacific, you can save 41%, brings the price all the way down to just $1,300. And the next 35 people are going to be getting a brand new free laptop. We will even cover the shipping. Now, I told you, TTG is a platform. It's not just courses and trade alerts. It's far more than that. Let me show you. As a member of True Trading Group, you're going to get access to the top premium trading tools and products on the market today with your membership, because we bundle it all together. Included with your membership is Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. This is a live breaking up to the second news alert service directly inside of our chat room that will give our traders news before the rest of the crowd. The mods, myself, our members, we use this every single day. It is absolutely an invaluable tool. I can't tell you how many times we've made money or saved money by getting in or out of positions before the rest of the crowd as soon as that news hit. This is included with your membership. You also get Quote Stream's full book level 2. That shows you all market maker depth on level 2. All of this is included. You also get a trade simulator that will let you trade stocks and options with fake money while you practice implementing what you have learned in the courses. Use the simulator if you are new or you are still not yet profitable. Prove you can make money first on the simulator before you start risking your hard-earned capital. You will also be getting access to our Trade Ideas scanner. This is going to help you to identify the best stocks for you to trade during the day. This will show you what stocks are making new highs, making new lows, unusual volume. It's segmented into small caps, mid caps, and large caps. This will help you be where the action is. It'll help you identify what stocks you should be focusing on throughout the day. Again, free with your membership. Then you're getting Trading Views charting software. Trading Views charting software is one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders today. It is included free with your membership. Then you're getting a minimum of 10 easy to follow, actionable real-time alerts per week from a community of traders currently sporting about an 83% win rate. We are fully transparent. We keep a journal on our website that literally tracks every buy and every sell that all of our moderators make, so you can track every single trader's performance to see how you'd be doing had you been following along with the trades. You also get access to one small private study group. This is your chance to get individualized attention, ask questions, go over lessons and topics that you feel that you need help with. And then you have the curriculum. Folks, you need to understand that the curriculum is a simplified version of what I learned while working at the fund in New York. We have beginner and foundation courses. If you've never traded stock a day in your life, you start there. Then we also have advanced courses for those that are more seasoned traders. We also have courses on options, trader psychology, swing trading, crypto, you name it, we've got it. There's even a course that was wrote by a licensed CPA to help you do your taxes as a trader. You have access to every single course. Hear me now. There's no upsells in True Trading Group. All the tools and products I just showed you, they are included. Every course is included. There are no VIP pro courses that cost more money. There's no upsells in True Trading Group ever. Then on top of the courses, you have a video library that has over 100 hours of additional educational video content, like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO and have confidence pulling the trigger, just to name a few. This is all included with your membership. You don't pay extra for any of it. And then, of course, access to our chat room where the moderators and I, we share our screen with you. We're live on the microphone, calling out trades in advance of actually making them, identifying opportunities. You can also send us private messages and ask us questions during the day. We are there all day. We're not there for 2 hours. Then you're left to fend for yourself. The moderators and I are in chat all day, every day. You implementing different types of trading styles and strategies, trading different types of stocks and options on a daily basis. Now, your next question should be, why do you offer all of this for just $1,300? The reason for that, I kind of talked a little bit about already, but I'm going to ask you a question to help me answer that question. Type the letter I in chat right now if you've ever been a part of another trading group, were promised the world, only to be disappointed and feel like you were always just one more $1,000 upsell away from reaching your goals. Type the letter I right now if that's happened to you. Yes, Suzanne says TGG is my best long-term investment. I love it. Carpe Diem says, non-members, I am very, very frugal with my money. Once I listened to Michael, I knew he was someone to trust and signed up right away. Nice, Carpe Diem. I appreciate that, my man. Actually, look at these letter I's that are starting to come through chat here, guys. Look at all these letter I's. All right, guys. So this is why we do what we do. It shouldn't be that way. You know, you shouldn't get sold half of a program. You know, you're being set up to fail. That's why I hate these upsells. I hate that. That's why we have our program like this. So that's why I want to disrupt this entire industry. At the same time, though, in life, you've got to know your value. We know our membership is worth way more than $1,300, and we are going to be moving our membership price up to $2,500, which is still a fraction of the value that you're actually getting. So that's why you guys, if you've ever been interested in joining the TTG fam, use that coupon code TTG121 because it brings the price all the way down to $1,300, and you're going to get a free laptop on top of it because we are moving our price to $2,500. Let me put things in perspective for you value-wise. Let's say you're like, you know what? I don't want to join True Trading Group, but I do want that newsfeed. Benzinga charges $1,400 a year for that newsfeed and Squawk Box. That's more than your entire membership to True Trading Group. Your membership to TTG is $1,300 with that coupon code. The Benzinga newsfeed is $1,400. You get the Benzinga newsfeed when you get a membership to True Trading Group. That's insane. That's the value that you're getting on our platform. This is what I mean by TTG is a platform to provide value for traders. That full book level 2 from QuoteStream, they charge $990 a year for it. The stock simulator, the trade simulator, they charge $300 a year. And TradingView's premium charting software, they charge $600 a year. Guys, just those 4 things would cost you $3,294 a year. You get them all included with your membership when you pay just $1,300. Again, TTG is a platform to provide education and value for traders. That is what TTG is all about. The price of our membership is going to go up a couple of bucks every day as we work our way up over 2,000 to that 2,500 price point. Our next price hike is Sunday at midnight Pacific time. So use coupon code TTG121 from now until then to get the 41% discount and to get yourself the brand new laptop. Okay, guys, what I would like to actually know now, and I think a lot of our non-members would like to know, my TTG family, how long did it take you to make back your membership fee? Comment in chat right now and tell me how long it took you to make back your membership fee. Yeah, guys, sound off in chat right now. Jim Danny goes, I actually canceled my Trade Ideas subscription. I'm putting that money back into my trading account because TTG has it for me already. There you go. PG Haresh, the courses are, there's 17 courses. Freedom Joe took him his first day. April took her 2 to 3 days. Josh Martin, 1 month. John Reinberg says you will not get a better value for an education anywhere for your money. TTG continues to excel in helping its group. 3 weeks for Willard. 1 day for Jenny Wondered. Oh, Jenny, that's on Jenny. Today's Jenny's first. She goes, it took me 1 day. Literally, I made it back today. Jenny, great job. Thomas Colton made his membership fee back just by watching live streams. So if you can't afford it, there you go. Lynn Wright, 1 month trading conservatively. So guys, read some of these comments coming through from these are TTG members telling you how they're doing 2 months after taking the courses or while taking the courses, says November Ball. Beautiful, guys. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. Guys, read the comments from members. Don't take it from me. Seriously. You know, we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot. Go read the reviews. Nearly 1,300 people have left us a review on Trustpilot. I welcome, encourage, and invite you all to go read them. Go read them. Seriously. Go read them. There's no better referral than that of your peers. Welcome, Steven. Steven, my man, welcome to TTG family. We have now 34 laptops left, guys. 34. So use coupon code TTG121. Get yourself a 41% discount. The price goes up Sunday at midnight, and you'll get a brand new free laptop. Shipping is on us. You have to actually enter the coupon code TTG121 and click apply code in order to get the discount. If you just go to the site, you're not going to get that discount. You have to actually enter the code TTG121. I'm giving you that code for being here on the live stream. So you have to actually enter a click apply code. All right, so there you go. We've got it up on the screen right now, right there. There you have it. You enter the coupon code and click apply code, and that'll drop the price down to just $1,300. That's a 41% discount. And you see that laptop in the checkout cart? You'll know that you're getting one of the 34 laptops because when you go to your checkout, the laptop will be in your checkout. If you get to your checkout cart and there's no laptop there, that means we have sold out of laptops. Habib, welcome to the TTG family. Everyone give a big warm welcome to Habib. We now have 33 laptops left. Okay, we have 33 laptops left. And if anyone is still on the fence, I will make your mind up for you now. You want to know how confident I am in the program that we've created for our members? I'm going to show you. Anyone that is willing to go through all of my courses, pass the quizzes at the end, and attend one private study group. If you do those three things, that tells me you put in an effort. If you still don't make your membership fee back at least once during your membership, $1,300. If you don't make that back at least once during your membership, I will give you all your money back. I'll say it again. I am so confident in the platform and the education that we provide for our members that if you go through all our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one private study group, if you still don't make that membership fee back at least once during your membership, I will give you all your money back. Guys, the truth of the matter is, if all of our members were just losing money, I wouldn't be able to offer you a money back guarantee now, would I? Everything I'm telling you is on our website. You guys can go there and you can read it. Use coupon code TTG121. Get the 41% discount before the price goes up on Sunday. We also did a survey with all of our members this month. We did a survey in chat. And I want to actually show you guys what the survey stats actually were. So I'm going to wait for Adam to actually pull up the stats for us. If Adam can actually pull it up for you guys. Okay. All right, I just got the stats. Guys, we just did this survey a couple days ago with our members. When asked whether TTG was worth the membership fee and if the member felt it was a good decision to join, 98.27% said yes, 1.73% said no. 98.27% of our members surveyed felt that TTG is worth the membership fee and they felt it was a good decision to join. Next question was, when asked whether the TTG educational curriculum was of value and the member is receiving a clear benefit from it, 96.52% said yes. When asked whether the premium trading tools a member receives for free with TTG was a value and the member is receiving a clear benefit from them, 99.31% said yes. When asked whether the live workshops as a member, not YouTube, received for free with TTG was of value and the members receiving a clear benefit, 100% said yes. Now here's the best part. What percentage of TTG members feel they are becoming successful by becoming a better trader? 81% said yes. On average, TTG members feel satisfied with TTG support staff, including customer service, tech support, etc. 96.82% said yes. How likely is a TTG member to renew their TTG membership? 75.71% will either renew their annual membership or become a lifetime member. These are the statistics of our recent survey with all of our TTG members. A 98 satisfactory rate, an 81% success rate, and a 75.7% renewal retention rate. Guys, don't take it from me. Take it from our members. Go read some of the reviews on Trustpilot. 5-star rated, nearly 1,300 people. I've taken the time to leave us that review. You guys can use coupon code TTG121 right now. Get yourself a 41% discount. The price goes up on Sunday. You'll get a brand new free laptop included. We even cover the shipping and we do ship globally. We also are about 88% of the way there to our next giveaway. Okay. No, I'm sorry, 91%. We're 91% of the way there for our next giveaway. What's our giveaway? Whenever True Trading Group gets 300 new members, we give away a brand new Tesla or $30,000 cash. All you need to do is be a member of True Trading Group. Just be a member. And you can register for the giveaway for a chance to win $30,000 or a brand new Tesla. The winner chooses cash or the car. We're going to be doing that giveaway right here on this YouTube channel, July 18th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Set your reminders. One lucky TTG member is walking away with a brand new Tesla or $30,000 cash. Jamie, welcome to the TTG family. Jamie now has a chance to win a Tesla or $30,000 cash on July 18th. 32 laptops left. 32 laptops left, folks. Last but not least, if you guys are still on the fence, we do have a 1-week trial. You can go to ttgthree.com. It's only $3. There's no auto renew. There's no reoccurring payment. You can try us out for a week. It's our 1-week trial, ttgthree.com. However, you will not get a free laptop and you will not get that $1,300 price point, the 41% discount. That's reserved for members ready to join right now. You'll get some type of discount, but not the 41% if you go through the trial. But if you want to try us out for a week, be my guest, ttgthree.com. You guys can go there. Otherwise, use coupon code TTG121 right here, right now. Get yourself a 41% discount. Get yourself a brand new laptop. Get yourself a money back guarantee and give yourself a chance to win a Tesla or 30 grand right here on this YouTube channel on July 18th. Russ, welcome to TTG family, brother. Everyone give a big warm welcome to Russ. 31 laptops left. I'm telling you guys, these are not going to last. Jump on it now. Use that coupon code. Thanks for joining me. Guys, subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications. You're the best. I love you all. Have a great, fun, relaxing, exciting, enjoyable, whatever weekend. Just get your butts back, okay, in chat, ready to make some money as we walk in on Sunday. I'll be going live, talking about the weekly outlook, where I expect to be making money, what I think the market's going to do, where I see opportunity. We'll talk about it on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. I'll see you guys all later. Enjoy the weekend. Later, guys.